Hey, what's going on everyone? Mike here, and this is episode 3 of our Q&A. I want to thank everyone that submitted questions in the past episodes, and for this one as well. Thanks so much. Here we go. Question number 1 comes from a user named StopMotion36. They ask, I was wondering what the cheapest way to ship items that are over 13 ounces but are too big for the small flat rate boxes. Hey StopMotion, what's up? So to answer your question, there's a couple of different options that you can do to ship items that are a little too big for the small flat rate boxes, but too small for the medium flat rate boxes. And here they are. Your first option would be the Tyvek envelope. You can fit pretty large items in there. I ship PlayStation 1s in the Tyvek envelope, and I believe it cost $6 or $7. So that's a good option. Your other option are the flat rate envelopes. Both of these, I believe, cost $4.95 and $5.15. One is a little bit bigger than the other, as you can see, and they're good for documents and stuff, but they're not as flexible. If you need something flexible, use the Tyvek. If not, you can use either of the flat rates. That's probably your best option if you can't go first class and it's too small for the medium box. I tend not to use any of the boxes that are larger than the small flat rate box. Question number 2 comes from a user named QTN. They ask, how do you determine the shipping cost when you do a listing? That's actually an excellent question. I get it quite a bit. For me, most of the items I ship, I already know the shipping cost. I've been selling video games for a while. Most of them have a pretty standard shipping rate, and it's almost all first class except for the consoles. If I need to find a shipping rate for larger items, I just Google a shipping calculator and I compare prices between all the different services. Also on Shopify, there's an app called Shippo, which allows you to type everything in and you can print labels for any of the options. And when you get the list, it's based on price, so the cheapest stuff is always first, and it's a great option for shipping labels if you have a Shopify site. For me though, it's very simple. Just calculate it out on the calculators. Every single shipper has a calculator on their site, so use them. Also, you can do calculated shipping through eBay if you're not offering free shipping, and just put in the dimensions and weight, and they'll do the calculating for you when the person orders based on where they live. Question number 3 comes from a user named Johnny Bravo. He asks, how do you feel about buy it now versus auctions? And when you do auctions, how do you choose the length? Hey Johnny, what's up? There's a couple different ways I determine how I'm going to sell items and what format I'm going to sell them in. The first is the item rare? If the item is rare, I almost always auction it. Reason being, auctions are based on demand. If there's a lot of people looking for an item, auctioning it is a good route to drive up the price. If it's something that's mediocre, most people aren't looking for, then you're going to get no bids in the end and you end up losing money. So I list almost 90% of my listings as buy it now. Now when I get that 10%, which I do auctions only on Sunday, I tend to list things that I think people will compete on or bid over. In your question, you mentioned a lot of people bid at the end or snipe. That's absolutely fine. I would say 95% of bids always come in the last 2 minutes of an auction, and that's just the way it is. So if you're going to do auctions, get used to it. As far as it goes duration-wise, I always set it for 7 days, and I always set it for around 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday nights. Reason being, Sunday night around 10 p.m. Eastern is the busiest time on the internet throughout the whole week. The most users searching because everyone's home Sunday night just hanging out, relaxing. It's the end of the weekend, and it's about 7 to 8 p.m. on the West Coast and 10 to 11 p.m. on the East Coast. That's the largest crowd you're ever going to get. So if you want to auction, Sunday night's your night. Question number 4 comes from a user named Deepak. They ask, what is the best item to sell on eBay? Deepak, I absolutely hate this question. It's such a dumb question. What does best mean? The most profitable or the easiest to sell? Or best is not a category. It doesn't mean anything to me. There is no best item to sell on eBay. Sell something you truly like or know about. Why would you try to sell the best item? If there is a best item, I can guarantee you someone already has a stronghold on the market because that's the way it works. So if you really want to sell something that's unique and you're knowledgeable in. Otherwise, I hate this question. It's so lazy. It's so stupid. There is no best item. If there was, why would I tell you what it was? That doesn't even make sense from my standpoint. But there isn't. And I'm glad there isn't, because then everyone would try to sell it and it wouldn't be the best anymore. Alright everyone, that concludes the Q&A this week. I do apologize it's going up a day late. I had some issues getting the editing done. I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen ever again. Again, thank you so much for watching and submitting your questions. I appreciate it as always. I'll see you guys next Monday. Have a good night.